Have you ever looked at a piece of paper the size of your palm and thought, yeah, that's worth a luxury house? Because that is exactly the reality of the Pokémon Illustrator card. A professional wrestler wore it around his neck to WWE like it was a gold chain. But then he put it up for auction for $16.49 million. You're probably screaming at your screen right now, are these people insane? And honestly, you're not wrong to think that. But for the elite players, this isn't just a card. It's an admission ticket to a secret club. Today, we're ignoring the "oh look how rich they are" fluff. We're going to expose the underground financial machine that lets people turn pennies into millions. Why does a card jump from a few dollars to a fortune? Why do people get rich just by flying between Japan and the US? And why is the grading system essentially a high-stakes gambling game designed to take your money? Welcome to the dark economics of Pokémon. First things first, that $5 million card isn't expensive just because it's rare. It's expensive because it's a PSA 10. PSA is the world's biggest grading company. They stick your card under a microscope, check the edges, the corners, and how centered the print is. Then they give it a score from 1 to 10. And here's where the trap starts. The difference between a 9 and a 10 isn't just 1 point. It's the difference between being able to afford a down payment on a house and having a piece of paper worth, well, way less. Think about it. One tiny speck of dust, one 0.1 millimeter printing error. That's all it takes for your value to evaporate. This isn't collecting. This is a casino. Every single day, thousands of people send their cards to PSA, praying for that 10. They pay the fees, they wait, and they sweat. It's modern-day alchemy. Logan Paul's card is so expensive because it's the only one in the world with that grade. If it were a 9, the value would drop by millions. That's why people are addicted to opening card packs. They aren't hunting for a cool picture. They're hunting for a jackpot. But let's be real, you're not going to be that guy. So, how do the actual pros make money? They use something called geographical arbitrage. See, Pokémon cards live in two worlds, Japan and the US. Japan gets the cards first, and let's be honest, they print them better. The rate of a Japanese card hitting a perfect 10 is way higher than an English one. Meanwhile, in the US, the print quality is a mess. So, these brick movers fly to Tokyo or Osaka. They raid the secondhand shops. They pick through stacks of cards that look like junk to the average person. They buy them cheap in Japan, send them to the US to be graded, and sell them to obsessed American collectors for a massive markup. It's a time machine. You buy the past in Japan and sell the future in America. Some of these guys make $1 million a year just by having an eye for a tiny scratch. Now, you're probably thinking, I should go buy a bunch of new boxes and hide them in my closet for 10 years, right? Stop. Don't do that. Back in the 90s, kids played with these cards in the dirt and threw them in the wash. That's why the old ones are rare. They're survivors. Today, everyone is an investor. People buy boxes and never even open them. The supply of modern cards is massive. You think you're holding a treasure, but there are 10,000 other people doing the exact same thing. When everyone is speculating, you're just sitting on a bubble waiting to pop. The real money isn't in holding the cards. It's in being the guy who sells the shovel. Ever notice how the biggest card dealers are also huge influencers? It's because trust is the only currency that matters in a market full of fakes. If some random guy on eBay tries to sell you a card for 100 grand, you're running away. But if the guy you watch every week on YouTube sells it to you, you'll hand over your credit card without thinking. That's content leverage. They aren't just making videos for ad revenue. They're building an empire where they control the supply and the demand. Logan Paul isn't playing Pokémon. He's playing a game where he sets the price, and you're just buying the ticket. So is this a bubble? Probably. But it's also a real asset class now, like art or luxury watches. It's worth whatever people decide it's worth. If you're not a pro flyer or a guy with millions to burn, just stay a fan. Enjoy the art. Play the game with your friends. But if you try to get rich quick, the PSA casino is waiting for you. And the house always wins. What about you? If you had $16.49 million, would you buy the Pikachu, or are you going for a house? Let me know in the comments. I'm your guide from Flow Institute. See you in the next one.